Hi everybody, today is Tuesday, June 14th, and in this video I would like to preview quickly the first week of class, which actually started yesterday, but today is the first day when we are done with the introductions and such, and we're going to start working on our class readings. So this week we will focus on learning about some foundational issues and the questions in visual rhetoric. This work will continue this week and also next week, as you know, during the first learning module, which lasts the first 2 weeks of class. And the purpose of these 2 weeks of class, and of this week in particular, is to give us a broad theoretical understanding of what is similar in visual persuasion to verbal persuasion, but also what is different about it. We will do that primarily by reading chapters from our main class text, Defining Visual Rhetorics, which I'm holding here right now. And this week we'll cover a few chapters, and next week we'll cover a few more chapters and discuss those chapters. If you've taken a look at the book, the way it is structured is that the first 2 or 3 essays have to do with sort of broad theoretical issues of visual persuasion, and then the rest of the book, I think, does a very good job providing examples of how visual rhetoric and visual communication function in different settings. And here you have examples from film to grocery stores to commercials to fine arts, all kinds of examples. So we'll get to that probably by next week. This week, however, we'll try to cover some pretty fundamental theoretical concerns and concepts of visual rhetoric. And so for Wednesday, as you will see on the calendar, I'm asking you to read the introduction to the book, and also chapters 1 and 2. So there's a lot of reading for Wednesday night. And as I said in the syllabus and elsewhere on the website, the first learning module is front-loaded with readings and reading discussions, and we're doing it this way so that we can have a foundation for more creative, more independent work in the second and third portions of the class. So this week, I'd like you to focus on a couple of questions. First of all, we need to ask ourselves and try to figure out what the differences and similarities are between verbal persuasion, textual persuasion, and visual persuasion. There will be some similarities, but there will also be some differences. Hopefully, by reading my essay about visual literacy and also the debate about the release of bin Laden photos, you have become already more aware of those differences and similarities. You've begun to think about those differences and similarities. And so the readings for Wednesday, as well as for Friday, will help us move in that direction. The assignments for this week are, again, as I said, the readings. Each of these readings will be followed by a discussion question on the class discussion boards, and you will be responding to those questions and also commenting on the posts of your classmates. And so, as a segue, what I want to talk about now is the importance of thoughtful response and thoughtful commenting on each other's posts. As I wrote in several places on the class website, class participation is extremely important. Not only does it count for 40% of your class grade, but it also creates a sense of belonging, a sense of community, a sense of connection, which is more difficult to create in an online class than it is in a face-to-face class. So our primary vehicle, our primary means for creating that sense of community, that sense of belonging, would be through interactions with one another in discussion forum posts and other assignments. So every time there's a reading assignment, there's also a response assignment, as you know. In addition, when you log on to the discussion board to post something, I'd like you to get into the habit of reading your classmates' posts from the previous date, from the previous assignment, and posting 1 or 2 meaningful comments on those posts. Here's what I mean by meaningful. Do not simply say, great post, I agree with this is great, nothing else to add, you're right on. That's not very helpful. That's not advancing the conversation anywhere. But if you've read a post and it seems interesting or provoking, try to think of something that you can add. Truly respond to that post. Ask a question, expand the argument by providing an example or a counter-argument. Tell us something that we don't know about this particular question. In other words, think about it as an opportunity for genuine response and a genuine conversation about the subject of the class. These comments will also factor into your participation grade. So Not only do the reading responses factor into that, but also the comments on your classmates' responses, as I state in the syllabus. And that ultimately is a 40% portion of your class grade. So again, to sum up, the first week is heavy on reading, it's heavy on reading discussions, it's heavy on foundational discussions, theoretical discussions. When you read selections from this book, this is not an easy text. It's a very interesting text. I think it's pretty accessible for our level, but nevertheless you need to give yourself enough time to wade through the chapters. They are making a lot of references to things you may not know. They're making a lot of references to other scholars, to other theories, and so of course, as you know, for critical reading, for active reading, it is important to maybe look some things up if you don't know them. But at the same time, I think you're capable of understanding those readings and working with those readings well. So this was the intro for the first week. If you have any questions, please do let me know, and I look forward to a first very productive week with you guys. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.